Hello students, this lecture is on recursion and will be beneficial for students studying programming for problem solving or data structure. Now let us see what is recursion. Recursion is the technique for defining and calling a function in terms of itself repeatedly until some specified condition has been satisfied, which is called the base condition. The process is used for repetitive computations in which each action is stated in terms of the previous result. And recursion can be used as a substitute of iteration, that is loop. Now let us understand recursion better with the help of an example. So this is a recursive definition of factorial of natural number n. So we already know how to find the factorial of a number using iteration, that is loop. Here we will do the same using recursion. So here it is divided into two cases. If n is equal to 0, then the value to be returned is 1, that is the base case. And if n is greater than 0, then the value to be returned is n into factorial of n minus 1, that is the recursive case. So here we have considered a function factorial num, and the base case and recursive case for this function is given. Here factorial num n is defined in terms of factorial num n minus 1, which is again defined in terms of factorial num n minus 2 and so on, until factorial num 0 is reached. The value of factorial num 0 is defined in the base case. Now let us see recursion tree for factorial of n equal to 3. So in this figure we can see that a tree kind of structure has been shown to represent finding the factorial of 3 using recursion. So the figure shows factorial 3, which means 3 into factorial 2. Then factorial 2 again means 2 into factorial 1. And here 1 is considered as the base case, whose value is given as 1. So the result is 1 into 2 into 3, that is 6. Now let us see the second example on recursion, which is about Fibonacci series. For those who don't know what is Fibonacci series, then let us discuss it first. So in Fibonacci series, we go on adding the value of the two integers to get the next integer. For example, the first two values 0 and 1 are given. Then 0 and 1 is added to get 1. Then 1 and 1 is added to get 2. Then 1 and 2 is added to get 3 and so on. So we can find the Fibonacci series up to n terms. So here we have written the recursive function for Fibonacci series, that is fib n, and there are two base cases. When n equal to 0, it returns 0, and when n equal to 1, it returns 1. And when n is greater than 1, which is the recursive case, then it returns fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. Now let us see at the right hand side, there is Fibonacci of 7. That means 7 values. So that is equal to Fibonacci of 6 plus Fibonacci of 5. Fibonacci of 6 is Fibonacci of 5 plus Fibonacci of 4. Fibonacci of 5 is equal to Fibonacci of 4 plus Fibonacci of 3. Fibonacci of 4 is equal to Fibonacci of 3 plus Fibonacci of 2. And Fibonacci of 3 is equal to Fibonacci of 2 plus Fibonacci of 1. And Fibonacci of 2 is equal to Fibonacci of 1 and Fibonacci of 0. Now Fibonacci of 1 and Fibonacci of 0, these two are base cases, so the values are already given, that is 1 and 0. So now we have Fibonacci 2 is equal to 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So Fibonacci 3 is equal to 1 plus Fibonacci 2, that is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Similarly, Fibonacci 4, 5, 6, 7. And the final result we got is 13. And we printed the values, whatever we have got in each step. Next example, that is example 3, is of Tower of Hanoi. It's like a game where you have to move the discs from tower A to C with the help of B. But there are two rules to be followed. Number one is you can move only one disk at a time, and you cannot place a bigger disk on a smaller disk. Now let us see this case. So here in this example we have 3 disks, and the ultimate aim is to transfer all these 3 disks from A to C in the same order. So how can we do it? By keeping in mind the rules of the game. So what we can do is we can transfer from A to C first. That is the smallest disk from A to C, and then the middle one from A to B. Then the disk on C can be transferred on B. So now B has two disks, which can be seen in figure B. Then the largest disk can be shifted from A to C directly. Then the smaller disk can be shifted from B to A, and the middle one can be shifted from B to C. And then the smallest one can be shifted from A to C, which can be seen in the final figure. Now let us see the base case and recursive case for Tower of Hanoi. So we have the function TOH for Tower of Hanoi for n number of disks. So if there is only one disk, that is the base case, then move the ring or the disk from A to C using B as spare. That can be seen in the figure, in the first figure. So if there is only one ring or only one disk, so it is moved from A to C directly, and B is the spare. But if there are more than one, then it is the recursive case. Then what we can do? Move n-1 rings from A to B using C as spare. Then move the one ring left on A to C using B as spare, and move n-1 rings from B to C using A as spare. Let us see the figure. There are two rings. So the first one, which is placed at the topmost, it can be moved from A to B. Now the largest disk, which is in A, can be moved from A to C. Then the disk on B can be moved from B to C. So in this way we have moved all the disks from source to destination by following the rules of the Tower of Hanoi. Now let us see direct and indirect recursion one by one. A function fun is called direct recursive if it calls the same function fun. In this example we can see there is a function direct recurrence function or direct recursive function, that is direct REC fun, and it is calling the same function. So this is an example of direct recursion. A function fun is called indirect recursive if it calls another function, say fun new, and fun new then calls the function fun directly or indirectly. So this code is an example of indirect recursion, as you can see. So there is a function indirect recursion function 1, and it is calling a function indirect recursion function 2. And then indirect recursion function 2 is calling indirect recursion function 1. That means indirect recursion function 1 is not directly calling itself. So this is an example of indirect recursion. Now let us see what is tail recursion. Tail recursion refers to recursive call at last line, as you can see in this example. The tail recursive functions considered better as the recursive call is at the last statement, so there is nothing left to do in the current function. So this is an example of Tower of Hanoi, which is done using recursion, and you can see that tail recursion, it is the last line of this code. Now let us see the comparison between recursion and iteration. As I have already said, recursion can be used as a substitute of iteration. Now let us see what are the points of difference. So definition, first of all, recursion, function calls itself, and iteration, a set of functions are repeatedly executed. Application, recursion for functions and iteration for loops. Termination, recursion through base case where there will be no function call, and iteration when the termination condition for the iterator ceases to be satisfied. Usage under recursion, used when code size needs to be small and time complexity is not an issue. Iteration, used when time complexity needs to be balanced against an expanded code size. Next is code size. Recursion, smaller code size. Iteration, larger code size. Time complexity. Recursion, very high, generally exponential time complexity. Iteration, relatively lower time complexity, generally polynomial logarithmic. So that's all about recursion in this video. Thank you.